Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This video is on the Battle Pass Season 9. This is the last season for this year, but it's a continuation of the current Battle Pass seasons. So some of the stuff will carry over, like the tokens, and we'll go through all that. So the important things, it starts on September the 8th, is the day I've recorded this. And it ends on November 29th, but that's early in the morning, so put November 28th in your diary, because really that's probably the last time you can play to accumulate Battle Pass points. So we're just really going to concentrate on the differences from the previous seasons, and of course the first thing is the tanks that are going to be the core vehicles. So this particular season we've got the 60 TP, Polish heavy tank, the Progetto M40 Model 65, medium tank, and the first light tank to be in the core vehicles, the AMX 13105. And of course that means there are 3D styles that you can get, what they call progressive styles, and we'll go into that. Yeah, pretty useful if you've got one of those vehicles or you're grinding towards one of them. All right, there's a video you can watch from Wargaming that's linked in this article, and I'll put the link to this article. This is the event overview. Then we'll also put the detailed event guide link in the description as well. Now, one of the things that came up when this particular guide was published was about personal reserves changing. They were going to make them time limited as standard reserves, and also combine the free XP and crew XP reserves together. But they've certainly decided not to do the time limited one. They got a lot of feedback in the last few days, and so they put out this updated notice day before Battle Pass came out. So there will be an article released hopefully in the next week about what will happen to personal reserves, but they've definitely looked at the feedback they got about time limiting and have taken that back so far. So let's go through the other rewards, and we'll also cover the 3D styles briefly, the new crew members, the 2D styles, and some about the other bundles. So firstly, the rewards. There's obviously a full guide you can go to, but the standard sort of things, and got this handy tool that you can look and see what you get from the actual points that you accumulate as you go through each of the different stages. So you've got the different chapters here: Hills of Tuscany, Price of Freedom, and Best Roll. And this is what the top row is what you get for base rewards, and if you happen to purchase improved rewards, which obviously cost you gold, or in fact you can pay with cash as well, then you get both the top row and you get the second row. So if you're getting the full improved Battle Pass, you get all the rewards that you can accumulate by completing all the chapters. So again, you can just scroll through and see what rewards. The rewards are actually the same type of rewards as previously. So you get the choices of personal reserves, bonds, directives, crew training, credits, and the bonded equipment, not bonded equipment, the bounty equipment, I should say, improved equipment, but bounty equipment. I just don't think there's any new bounty equipment available, but they do have things like the bounty turbo, which is probably more in demand than anything else. So there's a note here about the rework personal reserve. I think just covered that, so we won't dwell too much on that, but you can see that some of the changes that they are releasing are that there won't be any more 2-hour reserves, or in fact longer. I think it might have been at one point some 3-hour reserves, but they're making them all 1-hour reserves. This makes it a bit easier to consume. You won't have to sit there and choose between them. It will simplify the interface a little bit, as you won't have so many options. And if you want to run 2 hours, well, then you use another personal reserve. So no big deal there from my perspective. Merging crew XP and free XP together. Again, I think this is about simplification, just to make it easy to choose, that you'll basically get the same bonus from each of those. Now, what we're assuming is that you're going to get free XP at the rate the free XP bonus is going to be as well. So they're saying they're not going to take value away from you, but we will have to wait for the detailed announcement. My working assumption is that if you use one of those personal reserves, you'll get the combination of free crew XP and free XP bonuses in the one type. But again, that'll make the easier to choose, because at the moment there are at least 4 different types of personal reserve you can have, and you've only got 3 slots. So it makes sense to have 3 types to match up with that. There will be 2 grades of bonuses as well. So this is a new thing. There'll be a standard bonus, which will give you plus 50% to XP, plus 50% to credits, up to 200% to crew and free XP, and then improved ones with 100% to EXP, 100% to credits, and 300% to crew and free XP. And they'll be issued basically as rewards in the different things. So it remains to be seen actually, because they haven't detailed it in this rewards panel, which ones you'll get, but you can imagine that the improved ones, you can either purchase them probably for gold, or they'll be rewarded as part of an event like Battle Pass. All right, so the thing they have taken back is the expiration date, but they were also quite eager to point out that the existing personal reserves that you do have, the crew and XP and free ones will be merged together. Combat XP will stay the same, and credits obviously will stay the same. But even with this expiration they're going to put on the new ones, you weren't going to expire your existing ones. So that was a commitment they did make. So again, we'll make sure that happens when they do the announcement. All right, 3D styles. Again, this is just basically if you've got these vehicles, you can have them. Otherwise, they just go into your depot. You can't do much with them otherwise. But nice styles, again, like these 3D styles that Wargaming have are always pretty clever, and make you really think, yeah, that's the way I want my tank dressed up. And the same thing is previous iterations, that these are progressive. So as you go through the chapters and you get the first chapter, you'll get the first style, and you'll get it stage 1, and as you go through acquiring Battle Pass points, you'll accumulate the additional stages, and your 3D style will keep growing. So it's sort of an incentive to keep progressing through the Battle Pass system. The crew members you've got, I guess the key things is that they'll have the standard of built-in brothers in arms and at least 1 skill from memory. So look forward to that. Always good to get the Battle Pass crews in your tanks. And then there's also a number of 2D styles. So these are the 2D styles that you can accumulate through completing the Battle Pass sections. So it's some nice, and these can be attached to any tank, so there's no restriction there. Finally, we get on to the tanks that you can purchase with tokens that you'll earn through completing Battle Pass. So the key one's the Cobra. That's the new one, or at least it came in the previous Battle Pass season this year. It still costs the most number of tokens, and if we're not wrong, it's 24 tokens for the Cobra, and we've got the other ones are still available, and they're getting cheaper as they're going. So I think Lorraine 50T is 18, and the rest of these are all 12 tokens. So depending on what you have purchased, if you want, you'll be able to do that. Now, there's a note here, and again, this is always consideration with the last Battle Pass season. There is an end date. So the end date for accumulating is November 28th, but you will be able to keep deciding what to do with your tokens up till December 20th. After December 20th, they'll be converted to 100 bonds for every token that you have at the end of the season. So if you're going to buy a tank with tokens, you need to make the decision in this particular season. All right, there will be some bundles offered in the premium shop as well. I won't spend any time on that, but mainly just to wish you a good Battle Pass season, and I hope that you get what rewards you're after. There is a more detailed guide, and that also includes the calculator that you can see with the tanks you've got, how many Battle Pass points you're likely to be able to consume, given that there are limits per tier, per tank, and of course the core vehicles that let you accumulate more points. Anyway, that's the end of the video. So again, good luck with your progress. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing that as well. More great content to follow. Thanks for watching.